OW Chicago, and we are back again with some fantastic but controversial information. But before we get to this controversial information in regards to Khalid Muhammad versus Louis Farrakhan, I want to bring out something about Nature Boy. Nature Boy, if y'all are not familiar, was the leader of Carbon Nation. And he was doing pretty good when he first started. But I remember years ago when him and Pharaoh, young Pharaoh, used to get into it about him having AIDS and how Pharaoh young people was coming out with the receipts on Nature Boy. And Nature Boy got 100 years slapped on him. And he should have got more than that for raping that girl who was in his nation. Not to mention the fact that Nature Boy is, go both ways. I don't understand how young ladies can actually be a part of his cult. What kind of mindset is the young lady on in order to look up to Nature Boy to be their leader? And he's, hey, it got so bad in Carbonation that Nature Boy did what? Had a tranny up there. Yeah, had a tranny up there telling the women that's in his cult to bow down to the tranny because that is your new queen. What? What? Huh? I'm just saying. Then you got this revenge porn video because the girl had left that you put out there on social media. He didn't even get to see the judge in his face when he was sentenced. Didn't even want to look at him. He had no remorse for what he did. Not to mention the fact what he did at that house in Georgia when the feds came in and got him. Did you all see that video? Had the white boy on the floor, worshiping him, bowing down. Making them have orgies with each other. Calling him master. Yes, Lord. Yes, your holiness, your highness. However, Nature Boy did tell these people that he did have some biology problems, meaning he had some disease. He told them in one of his videos. I've been keeping up with Nature Boy for a while because Nature Boy used to be out here doing his wild, crazy thing. But he's, I don't know how that go. But I tell you, these cults have all been about messing around with more women, having more women, manipulating the woman for them to do what they want them to do, and have sex with them as much as they want. Just like David Koresh, just like Jim Jones, just like, Malachi Z. York down there in Georgia with them makeshift pyramids, okay? Hey, he was from the same place, according to him, where that famous jazz singer is from. Some planet. What's the jazz singer name? He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But anyway, how could this guy, Malachi York, come from some planet Zubaru or wherever he came from, Ritz or wherever he came from, right? How could he have done that when we watched him in the Nation? He was in the Nation of Islam. 13 Clarence X, another member of the Nation of Islam. Louis Farrakhan, Malcolm X, Khalid. Speaking of Khalid, we're going to get off into this because some people have asked me to do a video in regards to Louis Farrakhan versus Khalid Muhammad. So I pondered on it for a couple of days. Made a couple of phone calls to some brothers that I know that still get down with me. And from my understanding, Khalid was the new Malcolm. Khalid was the new Malcolm for the nation. And he did not say anything at King College, because one of my brothers in Detroit tried to tell me that it was other than what had happened at King College. And my brother in Detroit said that it was because Louis Farrakhan was jealous of Khalid Muhammad. I can't agree with you on that, brother. I can't agree with you on that, based upon what I know. And I'm going to say that again. Khalid got suspended for what he said at King College, when he attacked the Jews, when he said that they are bloodsuckers of the black nation, when he called the Pope a cracker, when he called the Pope a homosexual. That is what got Khalid in trouble. No jealousy involved. The minister was already on the map when Khalid joined the nation. However, Khalid, before even joining the Nation of Islam, had already studied Elijah Muhammad. He was already in the Pan-African black movement. He was already in that. In fact about it, when he was at a college rally, is how he met the minister. Khalid said that he was doing this so much for so long, but could not hear that fiery voice that could uplift him to do more, because he thought that he'd done more. Like, where is the man? Where is the man? And finally, Khalid met Louis Farrakhan, heard the man, and it rebirthed his spirit to that which Elijah Muhammad was talking about, because he was already on Elijah Muhammad's program in Los Angeles before he even met the minister. Okay? So it's not like Khalid just came out of nowhere. It's just that you never heard of Khalid before he got to the nation. And see, well, some people didn't, because some people did, because Khalid was already traveling. He was already with the grassroots movement, Pan-African movement. He was already making noise. But the minister gave him a platform that would make him a star. Just like Elijah Muhammad gave Malcolm X a platform that would make him a star. Khalid Muhammad told the truth. Khalid Muhammad did not say anything that Elijah Muhammad didn't say. I'm going to say that again. Khalid Muhammad did not say anything that Elijah Muhammad did not say. Louis Farrakhan got mad at the man. How could you do that, Minister Farrakhan? How could you get mad at Khalid for the teachings that you got? It wasn't jealousy, my brother in Detroit. It was about not listening to what the minister had told the man, like I said in my last video. That's 100. Yes, the minister has talked about the Pope. Yes, the minister has talked about Jews. Yes, the minister has talked about white people. Khalid did the same thing, but as I said in my last video, Khalid was told not to burn the house down, just set it on fire. And mind you, Khalid teaches you and me about other black historical teachers. Louis Farrakhan don't do that. Louis Farrakhan will teach you about great political leaders. He will talk about them, white or black. He will talk about them. I've never heard Louis Farrakhan say anything about Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. I've never heard Louis Farrakhan talk about Dr. John Henry Clark. I've never heard Louis Farrakhan talk about Dr. Ben Johakkinen. I've never heard Louis Farrakhan talk about Walter Williams. I've never heard Louis Farrakhan talk about none of them. John Jackson, George James, none of them. But he'll tell you about Maxine Waters. He'll tell you about the Pope. He'll talk about that prime minister lady that they used to have over there in the UK. What was her name? Margaret Thatcher. He used to talk about her. He used to stay on her. He talked about the presidents. Yeah. He did all of that. But he didn't tell you about the people that Khalid told you about. He didn't tell you about them. Why is that? Maybe it would have took some light off of him and he didn't want to share. I don't know. I can't answer for the minister, but he should have at least said 1, 2, 3 of them names, okay? Had a video with him either. But none of these people that I've mentioned did the minister have a interview with that we can see on YouTube, you know. But other people have interviewed him. But as long as I've been in the nation, years ago, I never heard Lewis mention any one of those names. Khalid, on the other hand, mentions them and he gives them their respect. I never heard Louis Farrakhan talk about Dr. Amos Wilson. Never heard him say his name before, ever. But if you don't use your consciousness, you say that you are enlightened, right? You have to self-develop. You have to read more, not just the Quran, not just the Hadith, not just what Muhammad did in the Quran, even though the Quran is a good book of instruction to life. It really is. And it's an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth in the Quran. There's no going on the other cheek. But the difference, getting back to that, between Khalid and Louis Farrakhan is that Khalid was not backing down. Khalid told you exactly what he wanted, where he wanted it, and how they should expect it. Khalid wanted to have a real revolution, such as the Black Panthers did. Louis Farrakhan wasn't trying to do that. Khalid was trying to tell you, let's take it to the streets. Let's just go buck wild. Louis Farrakhan wasn't on that. Khalid was a gangster, but he didn't have no security. They say he died of an aneurysm. That's what they say. Right? That's what they say. Whatever I think don't even matter, because you even know or you don't know, right? But they say that he died from an aneurysm at the age of 53. He was doing quite well in the nation while he was in, right? Louis Farrakhan, did you have something to do with the shooting that occurred with Khalid? Because they shot Khalid. They shot Khalid in the leg. Did you give that hit minister? Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But we do know that it was some brothers from the nation, according to Khalid. He said that it was some brothers from the nation. Nobody from the nation was charged, just like nobody in Malcolm's situation was charged either. In fact about it, they made them boys rich. That they did convict, or did say that do it. That whom they did say did it, they are rich right now. Sorry about that, got tongue twisted. Louis Farrakhan would raise up the spirit in black people to let's go out and do this mentally, but physically, he wasn't trying to do that. Khalid, on the other hand, wanted to like take off the gloves and let's just get it popping. Let's hit this reset button. As in the words of Kevin Illa Flows, rest in peace, Kevin. Kevin would say, man, I can't wait till they hit this reset button. I'm like, will you be alive when they hit it? You know, obviously he's not alive right now and he hasn't seen the reset button, but the reset button is coming. And Khalid wanted to bring it like yesterday. The minister like, no. No. I'm not going to have all these black people killed. No. That's how the minister would thought. That's how the minister was thinking. That's how he was thinking. I'm not going to get all these black people killed. and still get nothing accomplished. Khalid was like, fuck it, let's go and do it. Man, turn up. Turn up. We got the guns right now. We can start there. Khalid was just wanted to go on a rampage. He was tired. He was tired of no action being done. Just like Malcolm was tired of no action being done by Elijah, but Elijah told him to stay out of politics. Stay out of politics. Khalid became the chairman of the new Black Panther Party, which is political. If they kill white presidents that get in their way, what do you think is going to happen to you? What do you think is going to happen to you? Ain't nothing different going to happen. It's got to be all or none. It can't be 20,000 of us going against. No, you got to have the whole mob. I mean, and it just can't be just black people. No, it's got to be everybody that is oppressed everywhere. Huh? That's the Indian, that's the black people, that's the yellow people, that's the brown people. I'm just saying. Khalid was ready to get it on. Lewis like, no, man, let's drag this out. Let these people live. Let me live. Let me live. Louis Farrakhan always said that if they would take their life, that God would destroy them. What do y'all think on that? If they kill Louis Farrakhan right now, do you think that he would just be another dead black man? Do you think that black folks would actually turn up? Hell yeah, black people gonna turn up. Yeah, black people gonna turn up. But y'all didn't turn up for Khalid, you see? Just like y'all didn't turn up for Malcolm. Y'all didn't turn up for Malcolm. Malcolm's own crew helped him get set up to get killed. Inside job. Inside job. You all talk about Khalid, and he was a great instrument, not only for the Nation of Islam, but for black people and oppressed people all over. He was that kind of dude. But guess what? Khalid Muhammad died broke. He died broke. He didn't even have enough to even cover his own funeral. I'm just saying. From my standpoint, like I say, they say he had an aneurysm. Just think about that. They say that Harold Washington from the city of Chicago died from a heart attack, but the day before, he had a sledgehammer in his hand, breaking concrete, cutting a ribbon on this new project that he was into. And the next day, he dies of a heart attack. That's what they say. Think about that. And the minister, he did not continue to follow Elijah Muhammad's program. He lied to you. Yes, Minister Farrakhan lied to you when he said that he did not change one atom's weight from the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that is false. That is false. That is my teacher. Right? If my teacher is wrong, they wrong. If my teacher's right, they right. I'm just saying. They want you to be a righteous Muslim. Well, a righteous Muslim would not have left his brother out there after he didn't do nothing wrong, really. He taught what Elijah Muhammad taught. He taught that. And you reprimanded him for that. He burned the building down, but you just told him to, give it a fire. He burned it down, though. And you suspend him because of the Senate. The Senate got on you about Khalid. And you, Minister Farrakhan, said that Khalid did not represent you or the nation when he was at King College in New Jersey. And that is absolutely false. You denounced the man. Whew. Minister, You denounced the man, okay? And that was foul play, 100. You denounced the man for the teachings of Elijah Muhammad because you went away from the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. You did that. You did that when you start telling them to go vote for politicians. You did that, Minister. Khalid wasn't with that. Khalid was following the way of Elijah Muhammad. You, Minister Farrakhan, you went the other way. You went the other way. And then, one of these brothers that was in the comment section on the last live that I did asked me, said that I was slandering the minister. I'm not slandering the minister. I'm telling the truth. I'm not worried about dying either. I got security. Trust that. However, I'm not lying on the minister. I would never lie on the minister. The minister is my teacher. And furthermore, I'm not telling you anything that he did not say. I'm not slandering the man. If the man made a mistake, he made a mistake. He makes mistakes too. He makes mistakes too. Just like he made the mistake of helping the atmosphere that got Malcolm killed. And that was his teacher. Malcolm was Louis Farrakhan's teacher. If you didn't know, now you know. And he had Elijah as a teacher. Just think, man, you had Elijah and Malcolm as a teacher? Whew. But you got your teacher killed. You helped get him killed. You didn't protect him. If Malcolm X was alive right now, and if Khalid was alive right now, in fact about it, do you think, could you imagine what could have happened if Khalid would have some kind of way Malcolm, if Malcolm still lived? I'm just saying. So the difference, Khalid was a real revolutionary. Farrakhan is a real revolutionary. They just are revolutionary in different ways. The minister want to keep you living and still had a revolution. Khalid said, fuck it, let's get it popping. It is what it is. It ain't gonna get no better, no matter who you vote for. Louis Farrakhan, you know that, so why would you tell people in the Nation of Islam and people that look like me in general to go vote when you know it ain't gonna matter? Behind the closed doors, something happened, minister. People say that you sold out. I don't say that you sold out. I say that you did what you told them that you were gonna do. Another brother told me that the minister said that he was not done with us. I am going to put that video up. I'm gonna do a live with that, okay? That's gonna be the next live. Answering the questions for the people that was in the comment section. That's the next live. But the minister did tell you that he was tired of you. He even said that for the brothers that's in the nation, he's taking your Muhammad back. Because Muhammad means what? One who is worthy of praise and praise much. And the minister said that we, for the people that's in the nation, I once was. However, he said that he's stripping you. He's taking away your Muhammads and you all getting X's again. That's what the minister said. That's not what I said. That's not slander. That's what he said. He said he's tired. He said, you niggas can go in the ground and let the worms eat you because you're not doing nothing positive. You're not listening to the man. You're not helping grow nothing. You're only listening to skibop-dee-doo, skibop-dee-doo. Yeah, baby, let me come over here and, let me ride you out. Let me come over here and sneak in your house when your man go to work. Let me put these drugs in your drink. Let me tell you about killing all of these black men and black women. That's what you want to listen to, so he turns you over to that. Don't you get it? He turns you over to that. Khalid didn't want to turn you over to that. Khalid said, let's just get it on and let's start fresh again. However it's going down. Life or death. Life or death was Khalid. Life or death was Khalid. Farrakhan ain't like that. Farrakhan was like Khalid was back in the day. Back in the 60s. That's how Farrakhan was. In the 70s. That's how Farrakhan was. But Farrakhan made it. Khalid didn't. Khalid didn't listen. Minister, you denied the man. That was wrong. You denied the man. At least Elijah did not denounce Malcolm. He said Malcolm is suspended right now indefinitely. And if I'm not mistaken, it was for initially 90 days or something. But, you know. Anyway, Louis Farrakhan, I love you. You're one of my teachers. I have many teachers, and you're one of them. But you were wrong for leaving that brother out there like that. I don't know what you had going on in the background politically, because you have something political going on in the background. When the nation of Islam was under Elijah Muhammad didn't care about what no Jews thought about him. He didn't care about what the Pope thought about him. He didn't tell you to go vote. He didn't tell you to go sell out. He didn't turn you over. He went out ride or die. He went out ride or die. And some of the things, Louis Farrakhan, that you have led some of these young people, under your tutelage, Elijah Muhammad would totally disagree with you, man. He's totally rolling over in his grave right now like, Louis, how can you tell him to vote? Like, how could you leave? He may understand why you left Khalid out there, but Khalid didn't say nothing about no president. He didn't say nothing about no president. And Elijah Muhammad talked about the Jews all the time. He talked about the white man all the time. You, Louis, stop calling the white man the devil. Khalid would not stop calling the white man the devil. You, Louis, and just left it as he's your natural enemy right now. There's a lot of things changed. The Nation of Islam under Louis Farrakhan was not as fiery as the Nation of Islam was under Elijah Muhammad. Two totally different nations. Khalid, if Elijah was around, if Elijah would have been around, or if Khalid would have been around, if Khalid would have been around when Elijah was around, Khalid would have been that new Malcolm, after Malcolm. It wouldn't have been Louis. It would not have been Louis. That's just my standpoint. However, the minister has gotten older. The minister has retired. And once he did the Scientology deal, that was a wrap for the nation. I don't understand what you all don't understand about that. Maybe that was a growing part of the nation, whereas now it's diversity. Granted, yes, I would say that Louis Farrakhan has other financial backing or financial dealing with politicians. Wasn't Gaddafi a politician? I'm just saying. He got money from Gaddafi, and Elijah Muhammad got funded from white people, the white racists, like H.L. Hunt. Yeah, H.L. Hunt. Every year. And I forgot the other Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard that had relations with Elijah Muhammad. He also donated money to Elijah Muhammad. He was sitting in the audience. That was him, one of the Nazis. That guy that was sitting in the audience was one of the members that sponsored him. Yeah. 100. Found out who he was, but I forgot his name, but I did remember H.L. Hunt. And he was the first one that gave Elijah support, gave him money to keep doing what he was doing, to keep the races separate. Lewis bringing all type of people in, like it's a melting pot, okay? Like it's a melting pot. And all of those businesses that Elijah had, it's gone. And all of the businesses that Lewis had that was open to the nation, a lot of that is gone, and most of it is privately owned by the minister now. You see, because he did buy some of that land back from Wallace D. Muhammad. And if you all didn't know, Elijah had 50 acres. He had bought 50 acres of farmland in Georgia for his people to come back and live in a community to themselves without dealing with the white man. He bought that, but he never saw it go to be fulfilled. However, Lewis didn't either. And Wallace D. Muhammad didn't either. Wallace Dean sold some of that land, a lot of it. And the minister had to buy some of that back. The minister say he had to buy the mosque back over there at headquarters. Because Warren Dean had sold that. According to what I know, and I know a lot, but the minister said that he had to buy the mosque back. Yeah, right there on Stony Island, where the big 5-point star and the crescent moon at, he had to buy that back. Khalid would have never went to Scientology. He would have never went to Scientology. He would have never told you to join me over here with the devil or send you off to the devil, because Lewis did not go to Scientology. Lewis stepped back. Go over there. You want to write that check for me? Thank you very much. And the minister, if I'm not mistaken, get proceeds from things that's sold with Scientology. Businessman, but he told you he was done with you. That's the difference between Khalid and Louis Farrakhan. I don't think Khalid Muhammad would have left Louis Farrakhan out there like Louis left him out there. I don't think he would have did that. And we know that Khalid begged to come back. But you were wrong for that, minister, and I would have hated to be in Khalid's shoes. People ask me, why did I get out the nation? Because I saw what was going on. Like I say, man, ask the E-team about me, bro. That's all I got to say in regards to that. But I still got love for the nation. They still got love for me. I just had disagreements with what was going on, and Lewis did turn away from the way that Elijah Muhammad did teach. In regards, he did. It's two different nations. Can't nobody tell me different. Okay, that's 100. You can take it or leave it, you all. But Khalid was a true revolutionary. He spent his whole life trying to change this whole thing for black people. And when he finally got an opportunity, let me blow my nose for a minute. And when he finally got the opportunity to do so, after having a platform where he could be a star in this mob, because all religions are mobs. Whether you can take it or leave it, they're all a mob. They're a godly mob, okay? You're a Jesus mob, you're a Jehovah mob, you're a Yahweh mob. You're still mobbing, okay? And you all are against each other, but you're religious. But there's only one God, but you make them into many. Y'all be killing me. Anyway, right? Yeah, Khalid. There won't be another Khalid around for a minute. Not only did myself have some things that I didn't like, but the nation did not like what Minister Jeffries did either. You see, Minister Jeffries was my guy. Minister Jeffries was my dude, straight up like. He didn't play. He didn't play. And y'all know Minister Jeffries didn't play, but they suspended Minister Jeffries. He's no longer in the nation either. Why is that? I'm just saying. Something he saw, or something they saw that he saw that wasn't going right. Whatever that reason is. But Minister Jeffries, at Muhammad's Mosque number 2, the headquarters, that brother was on his money too. The math doctor, also on his money, okay? Another one of my go-to guys, okay? The math doctor. So if you don't know who the math doctor is in the Nation of Islam, find out who it is, okay? Hey, I get great information. My sources are primary sources. My sources are primary sources. 100. One brother even said I was so close to the very truth. I can deal with the so close to the very near truth. I can deal with that because I'm on the right track and I'm saying the right things. And I know that. I have primary sources. Thought I saw a dog behind me. You know, got to be careful. Got to be aware of what's going on around you. I don't care what you're doing. But I'm telling you, they left that man unprotected. The Senate came down on the Nation of Islam. They came down on the Nation of Islam and said that they wasn't going to have that from Khalid. And the minister quickly suspended the man and left him out there to die. That's the difference. Take it or leave it. Leave your comments in the comment section. It's your host with the most, MOP on WERZ on THEMOSHOW Chicago, where the execution of knowledge is power. Remember, it's your third eye that makes you shine like jewelry. And if you haven't done so already, press that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the word all so that you can get notifications when I upload new videos on YOUTUBE. Also, press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation in regards to Khalid Muhammad versus Louis Farrakhan. Thanks for viewing. Peace out and never give up on your DREAMS. See you later.